What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? You're hanging out with the Sports Judge. Happy Friday to you all. Welcome to my sports channel. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. By now, Bengals fans are trying to cope with Joe Burrow being out for the season. It sucks. I think the Bengals go full tank mode. I don't know what else they can do. There's 7 games remaining on their schedule. What do you do? It's really over now. Their season was done on Thursday night following their crushing loss to the Baltimore Ravens. You guys heard me say that yesterday in the video. I said their season is completely done. They're in shambles. The Bengals are 5-5. They can't seem to win against their division rivals. I didn't see them savaging their season with or without Burrow, so it's going to be even worse without him. And it certainly can't possibly get any better without him. Losing him is like losing your entire team. Joe Burrow will require surgery on his wrist following an MRI. This stinks. But with him, the Bengals, like I said, were already in danger of missing their Super Bowl window. And twice in his career, he's been out for the season. It sucks. This guy cannot catch a break. The guy is injury prone, and part of it is the O-line, right? The lack of protection. But I wonder if the Bengals knew about his injury and was hiding it. I mean, the NFL is looking into this. They're investigating this. There was a video broadcast that showed Joe Burrow getting off the team bus with a brace wrapped around his right wrist and thumb. He wasn't on the injury report, and now he's out for the season with a right wrist injury. So I'm wondering, after seeing that video, if he was already injured since he left the game after what looked like a non-contact injury to his throwing hand and wrist, right? His head coach spoke about it. Zach Taylor was been bombarded with questions, denied that there was a pre-existing injury for his quarterback. And for him to say he didn't have prior knowledge has me a bit skeptical. Like, I'm wondering, okay, what's really going on here? We don't really know. We don't know. This is less of him wanting to give information about his player. I don't know. Then again, like I said, I don't know. I could be wrong. Only Zach Taylor truly knows. We don't know. But what we do know, this is bad news for the Bengals because now they're without their quarterback. And one thing about Burrow, as we all know, he can't stay healthy. I don't think he should have been playing if he was banged up and wasn't feeling 100%. Now, I will say that. If he wasn't feeling 100% and if he wasn't completely healthy, then he shouldn't have been out there. Okay? This really sucks. I really hate this for him. I really do. Nothing has gone right for the Bengals this season. Burrow out for the year after blowing out his wrist against the Ravens, and in comes Jake Browning. He's going to take over as the quarterback. I mean, it's unbelievable that he's going to be the starting quarterback now. And I'm telling you this. This is going to be a conversation about Joe Burrow's fragility. It's a tough business. As we know, injuries are going to happen. They're inescapable. There's no way around it. But you can stick the injury-prone label on Joe Burrow, unfortunately. Talented, but fragile. Fragile, man. I mean, he can't stay healthy. This season is absolutely a lost year for the Bengals. I mean, it started off disastrous. I hate to tell you, this is not the way they envisioned, the last year of Burrow's contract. It's not. It's a tough, bitter pill to swallow because of the way the season has gone. A lot of quarterbacks are out this year. I mean, it's crazy what's going on in the NFL. Way too many quarterbacks getting injured. Way too much is placed on the shoulder of quarterbacks in terms of responsibility for wins and losses. And I'm telling you, the Bengals don't prioritize protecting Burrow and keeping him healthy. And believe me on this, if this keeps happening, and I hate to say it, he'll suffer significant injuries, retire early, the same way Andrew Luck did. I mean, I would hate to see that happen, but if this continues, he'll be out of the NFL. This is why it's risky to pay players this type of money now. Because what usually happens? They always end up getting hurt or underperforming. And you guys know, I like this guy. I like Joe Burrow a lot. He's hit a lot, not exactly protected. He's always getting banged up. I think that's part of this. You go back to his first 2 seasons. He was beat up a lot, or more than any other quarterback out there. And the Bengals, man, they're treating Burrow like the Dolphins treated Tua, putting his health at risk just to win football games. I mean, he should have set the first 2 games out maybe. You know, the Bengals signed Burrow to a 5-year, $275 million contract extension, which kicks in next season, and that's another thing, right? The contract. The contract was $219 million guaranteed with a $40 million sign-in bonus. The contract's cap hit gets increasingly worse each season, going up to $29 million in 2024 and $46 million, $48 million, and $52 million in each year after. There is a potential out in the contract for 2028 when Burrow will be 32 years old. The cap hit could impact the Bengals' window to compete for a title. You can only hope that, Burrow comes back for the 2024 season and doesn't regress, right? The window was going to be the next 2 seasons. The Bengals could have competed in 2023 and 2024 before Burrow's cap hit skyrockets, right? Also, wide receiver T. Higgins is set to hit free agency, but the team likely opts for the franchise tag in 2024. That would keep the Bengals offense intact for the next season to try and make a run. I mean, you just have to wait and see what the future looks like for Joe Burrow, because coming back from an injury like this one, there is so much uncertainty, right? But as for Higgins, he could also receive the tag, which would be around $19 million before Cincy opts to trade him, maybe. Even if Higgins is let go, the Bengals have good depth at wide receiver with Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, who had a few drops this season, but he has been reliable. Then you have Trenton Irwin. So you got guys. So there's a good chance, you can keep this team intact, but we don't know what Burrow's future is going to look like. I mean, that's up in the air right now, but it's unfortunate to see another quarterback go down. There's been a pile of injuries this year, and, the Bengals are they're done. Their season is done. There's no other way around it. I mean, that's a huge blow right there, losing your franchise quarterback. It sucks. And, I mean, this guy's going to be the face of the league, but you got to protect him. You got to do a better job protecting him. You got to put a wall around him and keep this guy healthy. We've seen it often and too early in his career, and that's the thing with him. He just hasn't been able to stay healthy. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button so you can keep up with all my content, man. I really appreciate y'all. Have a good night, everyone.